Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another episode with your girl Audrey Codner from ACG Math Tutoring. And happy 4th of July for those that are celebrating Independence Day. So, I am still going to be teaching because some of you guys still got homework assignments out there. But hey, after you have your little bit of brewski, drink a little bit of something else, and maybe even eat a hot dog or maybe fancy steak and lobster. After you're all done and fun, you still got homework to do. So, if you need to get homework done, I am here with you. So, come on in. Let's see what we can do about this factoring. So, we're going to use what's called the AC method. So, I didn't invent it. I know it's a part of my initials, but I'm just here to kind of show you how nice and easy life can be once you're able to break some concepts down. All right. Hey, Janice, how are you? Hey, Lupita, how are you doing? Welcome in. Oh, good afternoon to you as well. All right. So, if you guys go ahead and tap, we're doing all the taps of the tippy tips, and we're actually going to be breaking this down. So, as I said, factoring is a whole series. Sometimes I want to say it takes like a whole semester to actually teach everything from one point to the other, and with a little bit of time. So it's usually done in second semester, Algebra 1, for those that keep asking, what kind of math is this? It is algebra. And you also see it in college algebra. You also see it in Algebra 2 and pre-calculus. So this is going to be the live for you. If you are trying to get your GED, if you're trying to get your ASVAB score higher up, if you're going after the ACCUPLACER so you have an idea where you're going to place and what math class you're going to take at a community college, this is the live for you. Okay? If you're just like, you know what, math is not my thing, I'm a little afraid of it, this is also the live for you. All right? Because I like to break down concepts step by step. All right. So when we take a look, we're going to go into what's called standard form. So I know yesterday we were doing a little bit of talking of slope-intercept form, but now we're going to go into what's called standard form. So this is when everything is written in descending order. So your highest degree or your exponent is to the second power. Then you have your 1x. Then you have your constant. So in order for you to do the AC method, AC means A times C. So once you find your A value, which is the coefficient of the x squared, your B value, which is in front or the coefficient of your x, and your C, which is your constant, you're either going to make yourself a nice little X, or some people like to do as a T table. Either way, it's perfectly fine. But the key thing is you're going to multiply your value for A and C, put it here, and you're going to rewrite your B. So then you're going to ask yourself the question, what two numbers multiplied together will give me this and add together to give me this? This is probably going to be the hardest part because you really need to know your multiplication table as well as the rules of integers, those positive and negative numbers. All right, so, okay, keep messaging. I don't know. Hey, Robert. Hey, Charlene. Glad you're here. Okay. Yes. Yep, you can do this for those as well. Definitely. So you're still in the right place. Because when it comes to factoring, I know off of the GED and as well as the ASVAB, this will get you roughly around those 40s to 50s. Maybe even a late 50. For the GED, if you're seeing factoring, that's going to be those 4-point questions. Remember, everything ranges from a 1 to a 4. And then also for the advanced, for those that are trying to become teachers, yep, you're going to see a couple of them, especially for the factoring. You may not see too much of the solving depending on the grade level, but they're always trying to push more in middle school. So if you're thinking, oh, I'm just going to teach middle school, you're definitely going to need to factoring, okay? So let's take our first example. And let me show you step by step. So this first one, I just want you to observe, okay? Don't worry about writing anything down just yet. Just observe. So we have our x squared plus 10x plus 9. All right. So first thing I need to do is label my A, my B, and my C. So my A is always the coefficient in front of the x squared, which is a 1. If you don't see anything, it's assumed to be a 1. My B, which is in front of the x, that's 10. And my C, which is the constant, that's 9. So now all we're going to do, I'm going to draw a nice little x. And I'm going to put my AC up here. And I'm going to rewrite my B down here. So if I multiply my A and my C, that's 1 times 9. 1 times 9 gives me 9. And I'm going to rewrite my B, which is 10. So now you have to ask yourself this question. What two numbers multiplied will give you 9? And the same two numbers add together to give you 10. And when you find those two numbers, they're going to go into these two blank spaces. Now, if you're not too sure where to go, this is why you should purchase my handy dandy notebook, which we're in book number 5. So book number 4 should be ready for availability by next week, okay? So if you're looking for multiples of 9, so I go to the back of our handy dandy notebook and I'm gonna go to 9. So 9, major zoom, is right here. So I got 1 and 9, 3 and 3. So if I add 3 and 3, that's gonna give me 6. But if I add 1 and 9, that's going to give me 10. And we are looking for 10. Okay? So that means the two numbers, the two factors that we're looking for is 9 and 1. Or 1 and 9. Either way, it's going to work. All right? So with this information, you're like, okay, what do I do next? So now we're going to set up our two parentheses. So if you recall, factoring is basically doing the distributive property in reverse, right? So that means since we have an x squared, we're going to need two factors. This is telling me how many factors, how many solutions I should have. So since my leading coefficient is a 1, that means the one, my A is a 1, I can go ahead and just split my x's. That means I have 1x here and 1x there. Sounds like my love life, but here we are. Just split your x's from all over the place, right? Now, the two numbers to complete those two factors are what we have in red. So we have a positive 9. So I'm going to put plus 9. And we have a positive 1. So I'm going to put a plus 1. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? These are the two factors that's equivalent to this expression. All right. Okay. Cute my fingernails? No. So here's the thing. When we get it all in here and we get it all processed, if you want to check it, you can. But you don't have to. But if you want to, let's go. So we had in our parentheses x plus 9 and x plus 1. So when you distribute, you're distributing the x to everything inside of the second parenthesis. So x times x gives me x squared. X times 1 gives me 1x. And now you're going to distribute the 9 to everything inside of their parenthesis. So 9 times x, that gives me a positive 9x. And 9 times 1, that gives me a positive 9. So if I notice, my like terms will be right here in the center. So when it's right here in the center, I can go straight and combine those. So my answer would be x squared. 1 plus 9 gives me a positive 10x and plus 9. Notice that this is exactly the same as our original. Okay? So the reason why you're factoring from here to here is because you want to see what are those two factors. Because later on, there's another step to this whole factoring thing, something called solving. All right? Yes. Can you put your pre-order in? Yes, give me a moment. So I'm still working on, because there might be some other things we're going to add in. So I'm not ignoring you. Who's asking for pricing? Oh. Yeah, Laputa, I'm not ignoring you. I swear I'm not. Because if anything, I don't know. I've been getting dinged left and right with TikTok. So every time I mention money, it's like, oh, violation. So if anything, just go to my profile and the first link that you see, take a look. Everything's in there. And it's called the Ultimate Math Notebook. Okay? All right, so let's see. I'm just trying to get all the things. Okay, Blake, so what times what equals 9? And also adds to 10. That's how our teacher teaches us. Excellent. All right, cool. Yes, you can, Hum. You can definitely. Just message me and then I will message you back. Let's leave a small meal today. If anyone's able to bless this man, please do. Okay. When you're doing I already did integers, Kingmaster. If anything, again, I can't say it. If you go here, that's where all my lives are. So I didn't get a chance to do last night's live because I passed out. No, just from exhaustion, not just anything crazy. I was just so tired. So if you go here, oops, and then go with the name, and just take a look for integers, and you'll find the replay of the live that I did for that. Okay. Can I do proofs? Yes. Do I want to do proofs? No, Philip. I love you, but no. Okay, Navarro, boom, gotcha. No problem. Okay. Yes. Please, go ahead. Subscribe to that. Okay, we're all good? Not a problem. Big Al! Aw, how are you? All right, everyone. So, let's get with the next one. So, we have, and it doesn't really matter. Just going to separate it just to help with the visual. Okay, so we have, let's say, a squared minus 6a. So right now, I'm going to show you the AC method. And the AC method you can use when your leading coefficient is 1 and when it's not 1. But I just want us to get used to when it's not 1 for right now. I know, Philip. I feel you, babes. I feel you. Because here's the thing. It all depends. And the reason why I don't, not just to be snooty about it. The reason why I don't do proofs on the live, because everyone does proofs differently. Some people want a lot of information. Some people just get me to the nitty of the gritty. And I'm the type of person, just get me to the nitty of the gritty. And every time I help my students with it, their teachers all come, no, that's wrong, because they got to do this and this and this. And I'm like, why are you going back just to move forward when you know you can go from here to here? And he was like, well, I want them to go on this whole adventure. Man, this is not Great Adventure. This is not an amusement park. It is math. But I can't steal that thunder from that teacher. So, yeah, that's why I can't. So that's why I hate proofs. Right? I was like, dude, you didn't invent math. Like, come on. So, anywho. So we have a squared minus 6a plus 9. So the first thing I do is I label what my a is, what my b is, and what my c is. Okay? My a is always the coefficient of the variable squared, which is 1. Okay? My b is a negative 6. I always include the signage to the left. And my c is a positive 9. So I can say just 9. All right? So, going straight to my cross. And I know some cultures don't like the cross, and I'm perfectly fine with that. If you want to do it as a T-chart, you can do it as a T-chart. Have one side be the multiply and one side be the addition. Do that for the next one, okay? Try to be respectful of everyone's choices. Okay? Not a problem. That's why I'm here. All right, so now we're going to multiply my a and my c. So my a is 1, my c is 9. So again, we got a 9. And then we're going to rewrite our b, which is a negative 6. So we're looking for two numbers multiplied. And the easy way for me to remember which one to multiply and which one to add, AC is the same as saying A times C, because I don't see a plus or a minus in between the A and the C. Then we're rewriting our B. So if we rewrite our B, this is the one that's going to deal with the addition. Okay? So we need to think, what two numbers multiply together to give me 9 and add together to give me a negative 6? So, if you had the handiest of the dandies of notebooks, we can go straight. Okay, I don't have to get too funky with it now. So, we have 1 and 9 and 3 and 3. Well, we already did the 1 and 9 before and we got 10. If I do 3 and 3, I get 6. But we want a negative 6. So, what do I have to do to the 3's? Yes. I love when people just read my minds. It's so scary. Yes, Kia. Yes, Kia. There we go. So if I put down positive 3's, that's going to give me a positive 6. But if we recall, a negative times a negative gives me a positive. And a negative 3 plus a negative 3 will give me my negative 6, right? So with that in mind, now we can go to my parentheses. I'm going to slide it over and put the parentheses over here, just so I can get some more room. So I have my two parentheses. And I'm going to tell you, this is usually the hardest part, because especially if you're not strong with your multiplication facts, and also know the rules of integers, that kind of hurts a little bit. It takes a little time, but you will get it. So now, since my a is 1, I could go ahead and split my variable. So there's going to be 1a and 1a. And the two factors that we found is going to be what's going to fill in the parenthesis. So we got negative 3 and negative 3. All right, so you could say a minus 3 times a minus 3. Or, ooh, she's saying or, for my fancy people, you could say a minus 3 squared. I see some of y'all fancies in there. Good. The live actually stopped. Is it back on now? Okay. You're so patient and calm. So slowly makes it easier to comprehend. Yes, that's my whole thing. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. What is your opinion on the tree method? I mean, I'm perfectly fine with the tree method. If you feel confident with it, go and do it. You always want to go to your go-to. Like if you feel comfortable and you're able to get from point A to point B, do it. Just do it. Like I'm not here. I'm just showing what I'm used to seeing. I know some people are, when they get this part here with the -3, some teachers will have you guys replace the -6a with the 2 -3s and then do it by grouping. I feel like that takes longer, but if you feel comfortable doing it through grouping, go right ahead. Okay? All right, all good. So much fun. Yes. Okay. All right. All right. What about the box method? Yeah, you can do. Now, the box method works best, and especially when you're not sure what your one variable is. The box method works best if I was going to multiply. Like if I was given these two polynomials, there we go, binomials, I can do the box method to get my original. Okay. So I call this the AC method. Okay. This is called the AC method. All right. So let's do another one. Let's do another one. And what I'm going to do, let's try this one. Let's talk about x squared plus 7x minus 30. You're welcome. Thank you, Michael. Always for the gifts. Give it a try. And if anything, I'm like all kinds of cockeyed for some reason. Okay. If anything, try to use the previous one as like a guide, or a couple of them as a guide. What is that last funky number? That's a 30. I love how you're coming after me for my handwriting. Jeez. No, it's not 3G. It didn't have the tail at the end. Jeez. You're seriously gonna like try to insult the last 6 foot tall munchkin? Wow. Wow. Can I do a square root problem? Yeah, we're just doing factoring for today. Because I have to get off by 2:15. But we'll see. Okay. So Jane is saying A is -1. Oh, no. A is 1. Okay. All right. So what's the C, Jane? Don't forget. Okay, there it is. Careful, Jane. Make sure you use the signage as well. All right. Hey, Coach. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate you. You mean C? Okay. Gotcha. All right. Oh, you're doing it next week? All right. Good. Yeah, make sure you come back and tell us how it went. Because there's a lot of people that's trying to get through. Alright. No problem. So our A is 1. I'm seeing a lot of that. Our B is 7. Saw a lot of that. But our C is going to be negative 30. Okay. Oh, I did say I was going to do the table. Sorry. Habits. I know, old habits is it's hard to break. Yes. Just like a jilted lover. Why can't I just let him go? Girl, just let him go. But he's just in my soul. Just let it go. Let your soul go for 5 seconds and then bring it back. Okay. All right. Blanks and giggles. Love the name. Love. Just huge heart. Love. No problem. Yep. That's why I'm here. To build up people's confidence. Okay. Oops. Okay. All right. It is a good name. I know I've said it a few times in my life. I think this morning, actually. Let's just do this just for shits and giggles. All right. So AC will be negative 30. Yes. Rewriting our B, that will be 7. Yes. So now we need to figure out what two numbers multiply together to give me a negative 30 and add together to give me 7. All right. So Kia said it's going to be a negative 10. So here we go. So moments of 30s. So we got 1 and 30, 2 and 25, 3 and 10, and 5 and 6. But if we're trying to get a negative 30, that means one of these numbers have to be negative. And which one will give me a 7? Because if I tried to subtract this, definitely not, 29. If I try to subtract this, I get a 13. If I try to subtract this, I get a 7. Ooh. But then we have to figure out which one is going to be negative because we need a positive 7. So is the 10 going to be negative or is the 3 going to be negative? Okay, good. So I have like Kia saying negative 3, Robert with negative 3. Okay, there you go. Lupita saying negative 3. Good. Shits and giggles. Make sure the 3 is going to be negative. Okay, make sure the 3 is going to be negative. Because if you do negative 10, think about it. If you're saying negative 10, that means you owe me $10 and then you paid me 3. Guess what, boo-boo? You still owe me $7. Give me my money. But if you have $10 and you spent 3, you will have $7 left over. That's a good thing. All right. So you want to make sure the 3 is negative. There we go. There we are, Big Al. There we go. Good. Small number is negative. If B is negative, the bigger number is. Then the bigger number is negative. Okay. All right. So now what? Oh, thank you, Krabby Nick. I hope you're having crabs today, man. Especially for the namesake. This is the perfect day to do it. So far, it doesn't feel as, hellaciously hot like it was in the beginning of this week. All right. Thank you, guys. Keep on tapping as well. We should be like around 15K by now. Come on now. I know you're focusing on the math. It's okay. Just rain the likes on down. All right. So now we found our factors. What should we do next? What should we do next? Let me slide it over just a hair so you can see it. What should I do next? Okay, thanks for the follows, everyone. Thank you so much. Aw, and the roses. Look at you. Thank you. Okay. Yes. I want to say Mr. R, Mr. N. Is that neglect? I'm trying to think. Just to work on. Yeah, so now we just need our parentheses. Okay, we need our parentheses. All right, Jane, I see you. Okay, so since right now we're switched over to the x's, so we're going to split our x's, boom and boom. And then the numbers that we found, -3, +10. So if you put x plus 10, then x minus 3, that's fine. This is multiplication. We'll be fine. Okay. So right now we're working on factoring using the AC method. All right, I appreciate it. But see here, keep the brain active. Okay, there's only so much filth that we can watch. Sometimes we just need to kind of get back to the big back. All right. Okay. So actually this is Algebra 1. Yep, second semester Algebra 1. But it's also shown in Algebra 2, but it's basically in Algebra 1. Yeah, things that used to be Algebra 2 is now actually being taught in middle school. Everything's going faster, my babies. Everything. Okay? Yep, that's going to be next time, Kyle. I just wanted to work on just using AC method for right now. Oh, that's good. That'll be awesome. All right, so I'm going to give you one more when my leading coefficient is 1, and I just want just the final answers. Okay, do you think you can do it? I know you can. Can you do it? Yes, you can. All right, so let's try this one. So y squared minus y minus 6. I'm going to raise this up in a moment. Just one moment. Okay, so it's not in the way of the comments. There you go. I'll try not to push everything off the table. I swear, I think my table is like shrinking. It's weird. Okay. All right. It was nice meeting you, shits and giggles. You're always welcome to come back. Okay. Tilted Halo, how have you been? Yep, we're going to. We're going to. All right, thanks for the follow, 3KC1. Or KC31, just splitting it up. All right. Busy, busy. I love that. I love that for you. I know. I love that. That's what I love to hear. But you know, I always appreciate when you do stop in. You want to do the course? Okay. If anything, just send me information or just message me. I know I keep telling that to people, but I am going to return messages today. Because yesterday I was exhausted. I was whooped. Okay. All right, definitely. Yeah, I know I have to message Jess back, and I didn't do that last night. I'm a terrible human, but I'm in the process. Oh, Jane. Go ahead. You work it out. I'm not giving any hints. I want to see the final answers. I want to see what you guys can do. I know you're probably like, oh. No, I want to see what you can do. Because eventually, Mama Bird has to kick the baby birds out. No more nipple. Solid foods. Okay, use the previous one to answer that question, JoJo. See what you can get. Right? Oh yeah. You got it. You got the stuff to fly. Plus you also you can always come home to visit, but you know. Got a little help with the previous ones. Okay. Okay, make sure. Is that Hasty? Okay, make sure we put it in our parentheses. But you're good to go. Keep it going. Hello, my name is Welcome in. How are you? Okay. Take a look at what we were doing before. Use this as a model. Okay, use that one as a model. No. You called my 0 a G. Oh, thank you so much, Tilted Halo. Funny. All right. Okay, let's see your answers. Go ahead and put your answers in the chat. Okay, if you don't know, please put a question mark. Remember, question marks are answers as well. It just tells me that you're thinking and you're just like, I just need some more guidance with this. Not a problem. That kind of helps me to help you. Okay, so saying, Kai, thank you, Van, for your honesty. Okay, Sakai is like y minus 3 times y plus 2. Okay, Lapita saying y plus 2, y minus 3. Okay, Big Al with the question marks across the board. Thank you for your honesty. All right, this other person is like Okito. Is saying A is 1, B is -1, and C is a +6. Make sure it's a -6. Okay, because there's a minus sign. Okay, Miss Maria, thank you for your honesty. Is it Karam, which is y minus 2 and y plus 3? If I'm not pronouncing your name correctly, please correct me, okay? That's the only way I can learn. I don't want you to be like, this girl don't know how to say my name, okay? Is when to use inside the parentheses. Okay, all right, thank you. when to use the plus or minus. Okay, so it has to be something that's going to, like say for this one, it has to be something to satisfy the AC, and it has to be something to satisfy the B. Okay, it has to be something that satisfies that. Okay, anyone else? There's like 88 of us. I got like a handful of... Okay. All right. You're welcome. All right, so let's take a look. There you go. All right, Kelvin, thank you so much for your honesty. All right, so let's take a look. We know that our A is the leading coefficient. If we don't see anything, we assume that's a 1. Our B is the coefficient of the Y value, so there's a negative there, and just assume that it's a negative 1. And your C is your negative 6. Okay? I'm going to try to use a table this time, as I did say I was going to do it before. So now, what we got is what two numbers multiply to give me a negative 6 and add to give me a negative 1. So here you could list out what two numbers give me negative 6, just in case you do not have your handy dandy ultimate math notebook. But since I'm looking at multiples of negative 6, I'm going to come down here and I'm looking at 6. So the multiples, I have 1, or the factors, sorry, I have 1 and 6 and 2 and 3. So I'm looking for a negative 1 and I'm looking for a negative 6. So that means one of these is going to have to be negative, aka there's going to be subtraction. So if I do 6 minus 1, that's negative 5. If I do 3 minus 2, that gives me a 1. Hey, we're looking for something that's going to give me a 1. But we're looking for something that's going to give me a negative 1. So if I say negative 3 times 2, and that means I can go negative 3 plus negative 1, plus 2. Losing my mind. I was thinking of something else. I was thinking of the answer and I'm writing it down. So negative 3 plus 2, that will give me my negative 1. Negative 3 times 2, that will give me my negative 6. Okay, so that means these are going to be the two factors I'm going to use. So if I want, now I have my parenthesis. Since my leading coefficient is 1, I can go ahead and split my variable. Now the two numbers that we found for the factors is going to be what's used to complete the expressions. So negative 6. And why am I saying negative 6? Negative 3. I'm losing it. So negative 3 plus 2. Because I don't like the table. That's what's throwing me off. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it my way. So I have my negative 6 and I have my negative 1. Then this will be 3 and this will be 2. So this will be a negative 3 and a positive 2. So this will be my y minus 3 and my y plus 2. That felt so much better. I like the cross. I'm so sorry for the disrespect, but sometimes I rather do the cross. Okay, you've never seen the cross before? Yep. Okay. All right. So yes, it's going to be the other way. So it'll be negative 3 and positive 2. Okay. Mama Rose is like, no, stop. I know, when I'm used to seeing this, because then my eyes are used to like going right, left to right here, not so much up and down. I don't know. Okay, we are going to do another one, but this time my A is not going to equal 1. It's going to be more than 1, and that's perfectly fine. But we're doing the same exact thing, so no freaking out. No freaking out. If we have... Yep, so if you said y plus 2 times y minus 3, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. All right. Oh, thank you for the gifts. I appreciate it. Look at you, mad gifted. All right. Okay. So now, let me... Now that we're on book 5, it's nice and fresh. I have to get used to this one. So, go ahead and tap up, guys. You don't have to worry about holding on to your likes. If you like it, that's awesome. Because we want to be able to get more people onto the live. Okay, so if you guys can tap it, if we can get it to like 20, that would be awesome. If we can go past 20, that would be fabulous. But let's do a mad tap so we can get it to 20, and I'll do the next one. Okay, where can you get it? If you go check out my profile, there is a link to me. I'm trying to say this without worrying about violations. Check out the first link and then look for the Ultimate Math Notebook, and you'll get all the information in there. Okay, can you do poll questions? I tried to do poll questions before, and all of a sudden I did it a couple times, so it's not like I just did it one time and I'm just like, oh, I don't like it. I tried to do it a couple of times, and it just exited me out of the live. I don't know. I think it's me. Okay. Yeah. Because I wanted to do some poll questions and just to solidify your thinking. And every time I do a poll question, all of a sudden the live just cuts out. And I'm like, you know what? I'm doing something wrong, but I don't know what that looks like. All right. Fabulous. Thank you. Okay. So this time we have 2x squared minus 11x plus 5. So this time we're still going to tell me what my A is, what my B is, and what my C is. So my A is 2. My B is negative 11. And my C is 5. Okay, so far everything is exactly the same. We're still, I'm sorry, but I'm going to do my cross. Then we have our A and our C, and we're rewriting the B. Okay, so everything's normal. What do I get when I multiply A and C? Okay, so I have 10, good. I think it's Hassie. Hassie is 10, Kaya 10, Big Al 10, Karam 10, Hum 10, Cookie 10, good. All right, so we just multiply the A, which was 2, times the 5, that's where the 10's coming from. Okay, CM 10, good. Lapita 10, awesome. Then we're going to rewrite our B, which is a negative 11. So now we just need to know what two numbers multiply will give me 10 and add to give me negative 11. What do you think? So Kia is saying negative 1 and negative 10. Do we agree with her? Okay. Wendy's giving me a negative 1. Okay. Cassie's saying negative 1, negative 10. Cookie's saying 10 and negative 1. Kaden agrees with you. Hum is saying negative 10 plus 1. Okay. Is it Zico or Zyko? Or neither? Saying negative 1, negative 10. Limitless is negative 1, negative 10. Yeah, that would be negative 9 there. Okay, so Limpitas and negative 10, negative 1. Karam saying negative 1, negative 10. CM Hernandez saying negative 10, negative 1. Cookie negative 1, negative 10. What's the question? You're just joining in. What two numbers multiplied together will give me 10 and add together to give me negative 11? That's what I said. Good. Okay. All right. So we know that a 1 and a 10 is involved. In order for me to get negative 11, both of them have to be negative. A negative times a negative gives me a positive. 1 times 10 gives me 10. A negative plus a negative gives me a negative. Negative 1 plus negative 10 gives me negative 11. So these are our two factors. So far, everything's roughly the same. The only thing that was slightly different is that we have a larger number for my A. This is when it gets different. This is when it starts getting weird. Well, not really weird. So instead of me, because I can't split my x's up because we got a 2 that's there. But what we can do is to represent our parentheses, we're going to set up 2 ratios. What goes in the numerator, or as the numerator for both ratios, is your A, which in this case is 2. So I write 2 here, and I write 2 here. And my variable, which is the x. X here, and x here. Okay, so it's always your A value, and you're splitting your x's. What's going to go into the denominators, though, is the 2 factors that we have in red here. So we have a negative 1 and a negative 10. Okay. All right. So for this case, we're going to treat these two as fractions. And we're going to see if we can reduce them. So this first one, we have a 2 and a negative 1. The only thing that they have in common is 1. So this is already simplified. But this one, the 2 and the negative 10, they have 2 in common. So that means this 2 is going to be 1. Because 2 divided by 2 gives me 1. Negative 10 divided by 2, that gives me a negative 5. Okay. So these two parentheses, these two fractions are basically your 2 parentheses. So one parenthesis is just like this. Ready? Start with the numerator. It's going to be 2x minus 1. The 2x came from the numerator, and the minus 1 came from the denominator. So the parenthesis of the other fraction, it's not a 2 anymore because remember we reduced it. it's a 1x. So 1x is the same as saying x. And it's not, the denominator is not a negative 10 anymore because we reduced it to negative 5. So you bring down your minus 5. On Wednesday? There you go, Nate. All right. Okay, you're welcome. Right. Interesting, right? Okay. You can do it by grouping. You can. Like once you get this, actually, let me show you. Let me slide this over for a second. Just give myself some room. So what I'm putting in green is just a way that you can do it through grouping. You can write it down if you want. You can leave it alone if you don't want. So I'm going to just write the word grouping. So if the original was my 2x squared minus 11x plus 5. This is what happens. This middle term right here, we're trying to find something to replace it. And we already did, which is what's here in red with the negative 1 and the negative 10. So what they do is they use this to replace this to do grouping. This is what happens. You have your 2x squared. Then you have your minus 1x minus 10x. And then you bring down the plus 5. Okay? I'm going to show you, you're going to get the same answer. So what happens next, the reason why they say they do this by grouping is they group the first two terms and they group the last two terms. And what do you have to do is basically find the GCF, worked on that yesterday, find the GCF of each of the parentheses. So for this parenthesis, what they have in common is just x. Okay? Because 2 and 1, they have 1 in common. Okay? X squared and x, they have x in common. So now you're going to divide the original first parenthesis by the x. So the 2 can just come down because 2 divided by 1 is 2. If I have 2 x's here and I take 1 x out, that means I have 1 x left. Okay, the exponent of 2 minus the exponent of 1, that will give us our 2x. Negative 1x divided by x, that's just simply negative 1x. So now you need to find the GCF of the second parenthesis. Since my leading coefficient is negative, I'm going to pull out the negative. But what does 10 and 5 have in common? It's going to be 5. So negative 5 is your GCF for the second parenthesis. So you're dividing the original by the negative 5. So negative 10x divided by negative 5, that gives me a positive 2x. Then we have a positive 5 divided by a negative 5, that gives me a negative 1. Okay, this is how you do it in class? Of course. Yeah, a lot of people are doing it this way. So now, if you notice inside the parentheses, they're exactly the same. So that will give me 2x minus 1 will be the GCF of this line only. So I'm going to pull out the GCF, but then what's left remains outside of the parentheses. That gives me my x minus 5. All right. You haven't noticed that this and this gives me the same answer. Okay, the same answer. Yep. So since that 2x minus 1 repeats, that's basically technically your GCF for this line. So you give it their own parenthesis, and then what remains outside the parenthesis, you make it up and put it inside of their own parenthesis. For the grouping, awesome, good. Okay. And I think a lot of people prefer the grouping because you guys don't like fractions. And that's what it is. I mean, that's what it is. You see a fraction, all of a sudden you break out and hides. Like, you don't have to lie to me, because I know that's what it is. Been doing this for a minute. I knew. All right. Questions so far? I love when people are like, no one's not going to come to your live. It's 4th of July weekend. We got like 95 now. At one point, it was like 105. Everybody's like, okay, now I can go celebrate. All right. So let's see if we can do another one. If you can tap it up, I'll appreciate it. And also to remind you guys that all of my lives, if you need the replay, I understand it's the holiday, you want to straight up chill. Okay, if you want the replay, you go here, and this is my channel right here. Okay, go ahead and subscribe to that. So all of my lives, except for yesterday's lives, are not up there, but everything else is up to date. Okay, but I'm going to be doing that as soon as I get off of here, and while that's uploading, I'll be emailing people left and right. I just wanted to sleep in for once, and that's what I did. So meh. I know I'm going to pay for that later, but here we go. All right, so if we can get it up, let's see if we can get it up to like at least, let's see if we can get up to 30. Let's mad tap here, people. Seriously. I would love to finish today with like 50K in likes. That'll be all right. Yeah. Right. Yeah, everything's going to be closed today, Nate. Everything's going to be closed. Can I write higher? And of course, my heart's in the way. M. Sherry, what were you saying? Can you write higher the caption? And it says something in the way. My heart is in the way, so I can't see what you're saying. Like, do you want me to put it up here? Is that what you're saying? Okay, gotcha. All right. Oh, now I can see it. Captions is in the way. Got it. All right. Okay. All right, let's tap. Mad tap, mad tap, mad tap. Strengthen our muscles. Okay, we're trying to get to 30K if we can. Oh, thank you. I'm Sherry. Appreciate the roses. Look at all this. Love that. Am I live tonight? Yeah, I'm probably not. I was thinking about it, but I need to be on alert. I was just thinking, it's gonna be crazy around here. Maybe after the fireworks, maybe. But I know I definitely have to do a little preaching of the notebooks. And I definitely need to give myself some time to update a lot of things. So I might not go live tonight. But I will definitely be live tomorrow night at 7 p.m. That's a definite. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Almost there, guys. There's 95 of us. Definitely can get it done. Definitely can get it done. Just put the pen down. Put the pencil down. Give it a quick little tap of your ruse. And we can definitely get this. Get all the way up. Okay. What time tomorrow? 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, on Saturdays and Sundays, I go on at 7 p.m. Yeah, and of course, my times are going to change again probably in August because school's going to be back in session. I know. It's like, hey, Lynette, thanks for checking in. Happy 4th to you. How is it in Calais? Okay, 1K down, guys. 1K down. Let's see. Let's tap it. Let's tap it. Let's tap it. Let's get it on with the tippity taps. Oh. Yeah, I shared a little bit about myself last night. Told my embarrassing story. Okay, for those that were here last night, don't hint it. Okay, thank you, Nate. All right, when I was younger, when I say younger, I mean in the 8th grade. Okay, it's been many moons. It was the very first time basically getting involved in a school play, and it was The Wiz. What part do you think I got? Just based off of you knowing me. For those that heard it last night, don't say anything. Do not ruin it. Just put it in the chat. What part did you think I got? Yeah, today's Friday. I know. That's what happens to us, man. That's what's happening. Okay, good. If you're not sure about The Wiz, you know, the black version of The Wizard of Oz, some similarities with a little extra flavor. Okay, Nate. Thank you, Nate. But I didn't play Dorothy. Last night, everyone went to straight other things, even Toto. Kai, I'm not going to forget that. No, I'm just kidding. Big Al saying scarecrow. You're like, sorry, not sorry. That's okay. The lion. Okay, so we got Dorothy, we got the scarecrow, we got the lion. There's some others. Tin Man. All right, I was saying Tin Man. The Witch. Yeah, that is my personality, but no, not the witch. Okay, not the witch. There's a couple others. The princess? Ding, ding, ding! Not the wizard, but I was a munchkin. Now, let me explain to you, because you guys can't see me. I am 6'1". Okay, in 8th grade, I was 6 foot. I played a 6 foot tall munchkin. And I rocked that. Yeah. Cast as a tree. Oh, yeah. Yep. But I was a munchkin. And yeah, off to see that we were easing on down the road. Oh yeah, I was rocking out. I was pulling people out of their chairs, dancing with them. They're like, ooh, you made it fun. Yep. Ain't nobody gonna give me no bad news. Mm-hmm. In the sweatshop scene. Yep. 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 Yes, sirree, Bobby. My mom was like, wait, what? But I rocked it. I was like, hey, I'm a munchkin, Mom. She's like, let me talk to that teacher. I'm like, no, I want to be a munchkin. I knew what was going on. My teacher didn't like me. But you know what? I made that play memorable. Mm-hmm. Made that memorable. All right. So we have 3n squared plus 2n minus 8. That means my A is going to be 3. My B is 2. My C is negative 8. Okay, so I'm just going to stick with the AC method. I just wanted to show you that no matter what your A value is, if it's positive, if it's negative, you don't have to worry about factoring out your -1, which I'm going to show you in a few. You don't have to worry about any of that. All you have to do is just go straight to it. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my cross. I'm sorry. So sorry. It's just what I'm used to. Creature of habit. Okay, so we multiply our A and our C, and then we rewrite our B. So multiplying A and C, we get what? Okay, so multiply my A and C. There you go, Caden. Okay, 3 times -8. There you go, Lay. Good. So we got our -24. Good. Nice, Heather. Good, Nate. Big Al, there we go. Cookie, that's it. All right. Rewrite our B, which is 2. So now we got to think. What two numbers multiply? You guys are never going to see the Wizard of Oz or the Wiz the same ever again. I'm in your brain. All right, so what two numbers multiply together will give me a -24 and add together to give me 2? Okay, we can sit there with the calculator all day, all long, or I can come over here, right where my 24 is. So I got 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, and 4 and 6. But we want to get a middle term of 2. So which ones, if I subtract, because we're looking for a -24, will give me a 2? Okay, we got the 6 and 4s. Excellent, guys. Okay, Michael was 6 and -4. Caden 6 and -4. Lay 6 and -4. Heather -6 and 4. Now Nate has got to multiply to give me 24. So that 8 and the -6, that will give me a -48. Okay, so we know we got our 6 and our 4. And in order for me to get a +2, that means my 4 is actually going to be negative. Okay, so the 4 is the one that's going to be negative. Okay, no problem. Okay. Hey, Dana, thanks for the follow. All right, so let me scooch that over. So, since we have this, now, again, let's not fear fractions. Let's make it our beep, okay? So, we have two ratios, 2 fractions. My numerator is always whatever the A is, which the A is 3. We're going to write that twice. And the variable that we're using, which is the letter N. Underneath for my denominators are going to be the two factors that we've got, which is 6 and -4. So these two are going to represent my two parentheses. But I always want to see if I can simplify. So 3, 6. So 3, 6, if we simplify it, we can simplify by 3. So 3 divided by 3 will give me 1. 6 divided by 3 will give me 2. Okay, so we always want to reduce it. Good, the 1/2. I love it. All right. Now, this 3 and the -4, they're already simplified. The only thing that they have in common is 1. So this is going to be one parenthesis, and this is going to be the other parenthesis. So let's start off. So I have my 1n, or just n, and since this is a positive 2, plus 2. The other one, starting with the numerator, is going to be 3n, and my denominator is -4, -4. It froze? Why am I freezing? I'm not doing anything illegal, TikTok. Come on. Okay. Back? Okay. Okay. That's just weird. I don't know why it's freezing. Didn't freeze on your end? Okay. It kind of froze on my end, which was weird. But anyway, I don't know. So that's basically what's happening. So you have your A value and your variable. That's going to represent the numerators. The factors that we found is going to represent the denominators. Look to simplify. Okay, once we can simplify, then you put it in their own parentheses. So 1n is the same as saying n plus 2 because it's a positive 2. Then we have 3n minus 4. That's where that came from. Okay. So how would the question read for me to do this? If they say factor, boom. First thing you should always think. Okay, anytime they say factor, usually that's what the question is. Factor the next expression or factor whatever. If it just says factor, first thing you should think of, do I have a GCF? If you do have a GCF, you're going to factor that out. Now, here's my thing. If you're like, what's a GCF? Give me a little time so I can upload what we did yesterday. This is why everyone keeps coming in here. What we did yesterday on my YouTube channel. So give me a moment. Seriously, no one's coming up. Okay. It's the Audrey Codner show. A little conceited in my way. If you do have a GCF, pull it out. If you don't, and you have 3 terms, see if you can do the AC method. If you're given 4 terms, like say they said 3n cubed plus 2n squared minus 8n plus 7. If they give you 4 terms, you're going to do grouping. So it's always like a little process of doing so. Okay. Oh, good. Yes. So you always want to kind of walk yourself through it. Let me flip to the other side so I can list it. What if you can't factor out the AC perfectly? Then, guess what? You're going to do the quadratic formula because that's telling me that I have what's called a complex number. Ever hear the letter I? That's not. Hey, Wild Bones. I know it's summer, but guess what? Some people still need it. They're going to community college. Okay. But the main fact that you stopped by to say it's summer, I love it. Good afternoon. What would happen if we were dumb? Stop. Which you're not, okay. And didn't reduce the first fraction, okay. You love summer. I know, love it too. If you didn't reduce the first fraction, then you're going to see that you're going to try to factor it out. You're going to end up factoring it out anyway. So like if you had the 3n plus 6 and then you have your answer, you're going to still want to factor 2 out. But then you can't, and then it gets crazy. So you always want to try to simplify to make life a little bit easier for yourself. Okay? And you're not dumb. Stop it. All right, so if we go through the steps, step 1, ask yourself, do you have a GCF? Okay, if you do, factor it out and then divide it by the original so you can get the parenthesis. Next thing you know, if you have 3 terms, try to do the AC method. And if you don't like the AC method and you want to do it via grouping, you can do that as well. But grouping is basically designed for when you have 4 terms. And if all else fails, you have what's called the quadratic formula. So like if you have 3 terms or even 4 terms, well, 4 terms is definitely grouping. But if you have 3 terms and you're just like, I don't want to play around with the idea, then you can do the quadratic formula. So the quadratic formula is your negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Are people having like PTSD right now? Sure. Or completing the square. But if they want to do something quick and they're not asking for completing the square, yeah. Wait, can you see that? Can you see it, Lupita? Okay, got it? Don't got it? Want to get it? Okay. Oh. Ooh, the Chinese abacus. All right, good. I'm trying to pass the practice for middle school math. Yes, you are the 3rd person that I will be working with doing, well, I'm not working with you now, not yet, but I'm actually working one-on-one with a couple people trying to pass the praxis. Yep, the middle school praxis. No, I lied. 1's elementary and 2's middle school. Well, that's fun. It is. Because, Heather, they're moving everything that when we first started teaching, everything that was considered like middle school math, they're putting into elementary, and they're trying to get people to be certified, not just in middle school, but be able to teach in high school. So, like, they're going to put you where their need is. Like, you may say, hey, I want to do middle school, but they're like, hey, the need is in high school. And they can switch you out. It doesn't, emotionally, it's not a good thing, but that's what they want you to be, like, prepared, just in case they have to put you somewhere else. Yeah, they tried to do that with me a couple of times. So like, oh, you gotta teach ninth grade. Like, no. Do you want to have a lot of phone calls? Do you want to handle that? Put me in ninth grade. You'll be getting phone calls every blessed day. And I'll even just tell my parents, like, just call disgruntled. And they'll be like, I'm not disgruntled. I'm like, just call disgruntled because I do not know. New. And he's a freshman? Yes. Bait and switch? Yes. Yes. Please, let me know. Like, guys, I don't know how else to say this without sounding whiny. Like, I'm glad, because I think Navarro, this is our first time meeting each other. But here's my thing. If you need assistance, I mean, I do more than just come here on TikTok and show my personality. I also do private tutoring. I have my math notebooks, which will help you guys, especially with the multiplications and the divisions. And I also do courses for people to help them with their GED, the ASVAB, and the ACCUPLACER. I'm currently running one for the GED and the ACCUPLACER, and we're about to go in week 5. And we're really just hunkering down and breaking down concepts. So far, I think everyone's liking it, but we'll see. But if you're interested in any of those, and if you just need just general assistance, maybe even just like, oh, I just need you, like, you know, before he's about to take a test. Definitely. I'm one of those tutors. I'm like, I'm not going to be like, oh, you got to take my program. I need you from the very beginning and you got to do. No, like sometimes, what are you working on? Awesome. I could do that. Let's break it down. And then after an hour, because that's how long my sessions are, up to an hour. If we need to see each other more, we'll see each other more. If we don't need to see each other more, all right. This was a great experience. Wish you luck. Okay? Yeah, talk to him. No problem. Yup. Oh, the notebook. We're finally on book 5. I would show you the cover, but there's something else coming on. So these notebooks that I'm working on, that I'm actually writing in. Actually, let me show you book 4 that we just completed last night. Very much the same. Okay, so I basically come on here and I break down a lot of the concepts that most people are dealing with. Right now, it seems like my attention is on GED, ASVAB, a lot of Algebra 1 that's used, also in T's test as well. And just looking at some of those contents, and I just sit here and I break it on down to you guys, you know, step by step. And I actually designed this notebook. I wanted to be like this. So especially, let's see here, for equation of the line. So I have the formulas that goes with it. Then I have the steps. And this is what your students or your child can do to help organize their process. Even if they get a paper from their teacher and they're like, I just want you to keep this with your notes. On one side, you can tape that paper in. But then on the other side, your child can break down what the concepts are so they can pick up what they want right away. And then also they can do a mood tracker to see like, hey, was this your first lesson? How'd you feel before the lesson? How'd you feel during? And how'd you feel after? Okay, so you can keep track of that. And just like all my books, I have a reference sheet. So we've talked a little bit about the factor sheet today. And as well as you have your rules of integers, you have like the words that are most popular with most word problems and what operation it represents. I can tell you the one that generally gets a lot of students is more than and less than. They always keep thinking it's an inequality. Inequality is more than or is less than. So with that, we also have, linear and quadratic equations, order of operations and exponents, properties of quadrilaterals, properties of transformation. Then we have a little more with the advanced kids, with the area of the sector, arc length, volume, surface area, area and perimeter, as well as Pythagorean theorem, SOHCAHTOA, a lot of the trig identities that they see usually in honors algebra 2 or pre-calculus, and then the unit circle, okay? And at the end, I always like to have like some kind of brain break activity, just something small, just to kind of help break up the things and the refocus. So this is just one of many covers. My notebooks are designed for those kids that are taking Algebra 1. So that's mostly like sometimes 7th grade all the way up to adults, okay? Because if you notice most of the notebooks nowadays, it's really just directed to either journaling or elementary school. You know, even the multiplication chart in the back, it only goes up to 12. Whereas my factor sheets, they go up to 200. So I go all the way up to factors up to 200. So this is when you're dealing with larger numbers. Okay. You're doing intermediate algebra. Awesome. Okay. But I think you can buy the PDF. Yes, you can. Okay. Very visual. Now, if you want my notes, like all the notes from all of them, okay, so that includes, this is book 3. Yeah, so this is book 3. And what happens, if you want my exact notes that I have in my notebooks, I made a book out of it. Why not, right? So all the notes that I've been doing here on my lives, all of them are here. Even the ones that I actually take bits and pieces of other worksheets and I put them in here. Now the difference is there's a QR code. So this QR code, if you scan it, it will take you to the live that's directed. So this one's from April 2nd, and it was distance, rate, and time word problems. And you can follow along to see how I actually did those problems. And then I also did like a little bit. Some of them have like 2, maybe even 3 different lessons going on in one live. So if you're like, man, this is the same one. No, just fast forward a little bit, you'll get to it. So this basically takes you to all the lives that I have, okay? So if you're looking for like, oh, that would be great for my classroom for remediation. Oh, that would be great for my son or my daughter that I'm homeschooling. Oh, this would be great for me because for some reason I want to have Audrey in my home, but you can't have me in your home. That's called kidnapping. We do not want that. It's usually frowned upon around here. Okay, so it's called Audrey's Notes. It's like a little collaborative, a little play on words with Cliff Notes. My friend Annette helped me name it. Yeah, that's a lot of lives. I know, I just started book number 5 today. Is this good for learning before a chemistry class? Yeah, because you're going to need that Algebra 2 components. So yeah, you can take a look at all the components. Math napping, yes. Okay, yep, radicals are in there as well. I know. But I also have a book for 4th through 6th graders. So if you got your younger ones that needs like bigger math tiles so they can keep track of their 1s, their 10s, their 100s as they're doing their math problems. Because have you ever seen like a 5th or a 6th grader trying to write in their math notes and it feels like you're going on a slant? Like I just went on like some kind of acid trip and it's like stuff is just getting all kinds of wavy and stuff. Yeah, the struggle is real. So this is what I do. And then again, you got the mood tracker for them. They can put their formulas in this section. They can write their steps here. And then that happens on both sides of the sheet. And they also have resource pages as well. So they're also given a factor sheet, the same amount to 200, which I know they're going to love. Also, a little bit more details about fractions and give you some fraction representation. Then also how to go from a percent to a decimal, fraction to decimal, percent to fraction, blah, blah, blah. Then we have fraction operations. Okay, add, subtract, multiply, divide. Same thing with decimal operations. Add, subtract, multiply, divide. Place values, huge. Okay, here's that decimal plate. This is how you read with the and. Then we talk about the at the end, then also estimating and rounding. Some of our kids are really prone to doing that. And long division. I don't care. Our kids need to learn long division. As soon as this came into the classroom, long division was out. Because when they come into Algebra 1 or Algebra 2 and they start doing dividing polynomials, there are so many teachers that are just like, yes, please teach them long division, okay? Bring that back like hot pants. Okay, so we got our order of operations, principal properties of exponents, our conversion chart, okay, keeping it nice and clean for times, some length, mass, and volume, and then of course I have my abbreviations. So yeah, it has everything in there. I tried to pack as much as I can without it going completely over. And again, at the end, especially for our 4th through 6th graders, we have a brain break or two. Okay. All right. So yeah, then these are my products. That's why I passed out a couple nights ago. I'm telling you. That's it. No, I don't do any of that stuff. Can you message me with the price of the books? Sure. Interested in the 4 through 6 and the others? Awesome. That would be perfect. Yes. So if anything, yeah, just message me and I'll message you back. So again, if you need assistance or if you know of someone that's like going, maybe it's you and another person, maybe both of you in college algebra together, right? Just throwing an example because I finally got a person to agree to this. I do group rates, okay? So, and then plus there was a huge fundraiser that we had last month, which helped me to save my house. And like I said, for my TikTok followers and my peoples, there was a lot of people that donated time or actually tried to sponsor a student. So I got a little bit extra funds, so that means I can keep my prices a little bit lower than what they usually are, especially for this month of July. So if you need assistance, don't sit there like, oh, I wish I could do it, but I don't have the money. Shut up and just message me. We will figure something out because I want you to win. I want you to grow. And I don't want this thing called math stand in your way. I'm one of the realest people that you probably ever know, okay? But I'm trying not to curse in here. It's not Sunday, but I'm trying to be holy, okay? Trying to be in good graces with God right now, okay? So if anything, like even with the courses, the math notebooks, the private tutoring, some of these courses come with tutoring, okay? Because of the price, it comes with tutoring because there is great people. I would love to say their names because some of them are here, but there was a lot of great people that have volunteered and basically donated a good amount of money. So I like to make sure that I'm being good by my word, okay? Please, don't think of it like, oh, you're taking advantage, I'm taking advantage of you, or I'm like, how can you take advantage of me if I let you? I'm not gonna let you, okay? All right, so run, one is one bears are earned. Yes. Good. Yeah, whatever works. Exactly. Yes, I know. Trust me, the struggle is real. I just have to learn to relax. Purchase a few. Okay, good, Navarro. Good. Yes. Because if we go to the, how did we say it? The red app, I think we said it. Because I can't say the capital. Can I say it that one? I don't know which ones I can say. The one that is the AMAZON. Like I do have my books there, but I only get 50 cents per book. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. So, but at least now I've decided to self-publish and I definitely get more, but you'll also get your books of good quality, okay? River in South America. There we go. Where my friend is actually going. I have another big bookstore. Yeah, it's slowly growing because I'm adding a few more books and that's what I'm going to be working on for the rest of the day on my notebooks. My son didn't succeed in math school. He attends, doesn't have resources. Okay, you're willing to teach him? Of course. And if it gets to the point that if you want me to tutor you so you can tutor your son, we can do that. I mean, because some parents are like, I'm homeschooling my kid and I really want to be able to truly homeschool. Not a problem. I can help teach you and then you can teach your kid. Or if both of you guys are doing close to the same thing, I could tutor both of you, Like, that's the whole thing. That'd be awesome. Of course. Because I get it, guys. I get it. Like, trust me. You want to just do right for your children. And I want that. I don't want... Because the way I came up with math, I don't even know how I became a math teacher. Like, I don't know. I used to suck at it so hard. Oh, my God. Fractions, nope. Word problems, hell no. Not doing it. But I knew through practice, I had to figure these things out. Or it didn't take until the rightful age of 25 to realize that fractions was just simply a way of dividing. And as soon as I was an instructional assistant, I think they're called paraeducators now. And I sat in the classroom and the teacher just said that. And I was like, wait, what? And I was like, and all of a sudden, like, everything just made sense. I'm like, all I'm doing is dividing. You got one whole and you made it into two halves. Oh, but I'm only talking about one out of the two parts. That's one half. Oh, and it clicked. 25, right? But then, because of the struggles that I've had, I understand. That's why I instruct the way that I do. I go through it step by step. I just try to really, it's hard for you to learn when you're in a state of panic that you can't learn. And so when I usually come with a student for the first time, I ask them, like, how is it in your class? What would you like to achieve? Okay, let's take these problems. Let me look at your homework assignments. Let me look at your classwork that you had recently. Let me take what you're currently doing. Not so much like, here's a program, and then the kid's like, well, I'm struggling with my classwork, and now you want me to do additional work on programs. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. So that's why I currently take what you're currently doing, and then when I see places where improvement is needed, I will say, okay, let's take a step away from the homework and let's do this. Because if you get this, then you'll be able to get this. And I think that's what makes me being able, be able to tutor for going on 6 years. Like, this is my 6th school year. And I love it. I tutor all across the U.S., Alaska. I did at one point was in Cairo, Egypt for a few months, and then different time zone for Nairobi, Kenya. So, yeah. Nice. Good. Ready to pass this final on Wednesday. Awesome. Good. Now, Nate, if you do want to go over some things, just message me. You got a person. Just message me. Let me take a look. And then we can tweak some thinking if we need to. Okay? All right. So that's the only way. Now, while you're here, there are some people I would love for you guys to follow. A couple of them are in here. So I'm going to go backwards this time. So I have my friend Bridget. If you have someone that's elementary or middle that needs assistance with reading and they're K through 8 or math K through 5, you can go to Read Math Grow. I want to see if I can get her up so we can have her go live. And then we have Robert who's there, and he's under Main Street Math Tutoring, but he's also known as Robert, the AP Math guy. He does AP statistics. I think some of you guys said you're doing nursing and you need help with statistics in nursing. AP calculus, so that'd be Calc BC, AB or BC. That's him. So anytime I get someone that's talking calculus, I say, stop. I got a guy. So now I got the guy on TikTok, so eventually he's going to be able to go live. So please follow him as well so he can go live and show you guys what he can do, right? Then you have your pre-kindergarten or kindergarten homeschoolers. If you got those little ones, you can see my friend Nancy, who's the online elementary tutor. And then Lynette, who is here, she teaches math, basically adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, 1 digit, 2 digit, 3 digit, using the abacus. Now, this is an art form. Now, if you want you or your kids to basically learn how math is really devised, go follow Learning with Lynette, okay? She goes live like just as much as I do, if not more. No, she does more. Then you have, if you're looking for a chemistry tutor, I think someone did mention chemistry, make sure you follow Professor TK. Okay, she's awesome at that. She knows how to break down her stuff. So make sure you watch her stuff and do it early. Okay. T's, ASVAB, GED, Impact Math 19. Definitely check out Miss Taylor. She usually goes live. I'm not sure if she's going to go live today, but I think her evening ones are for subscriptions only. But usually Monday through Thursday, I know she's on at 1 p.m. Central Time, which is 2 p.m. Eastern Time. And then if you are going into nursing and you want to learn how to do your dosage calculations, there we go. Follow a blessed RN. Okay, a blessed RN. All right. Okay. Abacus Anonymous. Yep. Okay, so you only need 14. You need 14 more followers. All right, there's 41 of us. Okay, 40. Whoever just left, come back. Okay, we just need. Make sure you guys follow Robert. He just needs 14 more followers. Okay, even if you're just like Audrey, I don't know if calculus is. Girl, just sign up. Gentlemen, just sign up because you never know. You never know. You might have a friend that's going to say, this calculus or this pre-calc AP calculus is kicking my butt. Then you can say, ooh, I got a guy. Then you can just send it over. So go ahead. Go and follow. You're going to follow that? Yes. Awesome. Thank you. Okay. So follow all these people. Because I only do this list for a certain amount of people. I try not to, someone that's going to be like, oh, I'm just going to sit here and count tiles all day. Like, really? No. All right. So, but if it's, quality people that I've talked to and we actually had a conversation offline and, really got to know their personality, boom, they're like on my list. Okay, cool. Yeah, so you got somewhere else to go, Michael. Expanding that knowledge. Yes, not a problem. Okay, so make sure you follow all of them. It's not going to kill you to follow. It's more education, guys. It's because you never know. Even with your younger ones, they might want to learn math and just want to learn in a cool way. Like, what a cool way to learn with the abacus. Really cool way. Okay, it's an art form. And she has tons of books on TikTok Shop as well. For praxis, ooh. Like, you can't find Robert? Did you type in Robert the AP guy? Or did you do Main Street Math Tutors? Tutors or tutoring? Thank you. Tutoring. Thank you. Let me take a look for the ELAR for Praxis. Let me take a look. Lapita. Okay, just found them. Yay! Yes. Thank you, guys. Look at you. Found them. Yay! Yep, so you can go live. and just show your skill work. And then tell us, like Robert, like when you're about to go live, like just tell us. Because I will always go and support. I know I have to do a better job on that. It's like sometimes I'll just be like, after my live, I'm just exhausted. All right. Okay. And then you guys, after you know each other for a minute, follow each other. Because you never know. All right. Okay, found the blessed RN. Awesome. I need to sleep. Oh, Lynette. Yeah, seriously. Okay. So, I will be shelling my wares as usual. Because we still have to keep things going. Because, you know, something like, yeah, that was last month. So now... You know, I still don't have all of my babies yet, but they'll be here in a month's time. Good gracious. And then we can get ourselves started. And then be on the lookout for new and improved books, new fun covers, and anything else. All right. Any other questions? Any other people? Like, seriously, message me. Even if they said, oh, you guys aren't friends, just still put it in there because I see the requests. So I'll definitely see the requests and I'll comment through the request. All right. Okay, so probably not going to be on tonight. I think I have to be on pure 100% vigilance because I keep forgetting it is 4th of July weekend, so you know people get a little bit of froggy around here in Baltimore. You know, they're like, yeah, it's fireworks. No, they're trying to mask the shooting. So a pew. Thank you, everyone. Sure to let you know when I go live. Yes. Yes. There you go, Robert. It's time, Robert. It's time to transform. It's time. You have all this intelligence. You have all this greatness within you. It's time. Okay? We kind of started tutoring around the same time. So it's time. It's time to put some books together. Even if you start with, because I didn't always start with my math notebooks. I started a lot with just a spiral notebook. And then I was like, oh, wait, I got a notebook. I should use that. I think that was Lynette that told me to do that. Lynette's always telling me to do stuff. See, I give credit when credit's due. Like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, yeah, I totally thought about this all myself. No, because Lynette and I, we sit down and we talk at least like once a week whenever we can. And we actually brainstorm because no matter what business you're in, no matter if you're a teacher, if you're you need to do collaborations. You need to talk to people that's either with the same work ethic as you or higher, you know? So sometimes it's hard. I can say for me, it's hard for me to find another tutor, another math tutor that is as compassionate as I am versus, yeah, I just made all this and I just chime in and I'm just here to collect money. Like, no, I want someone that has like very similar work ethic, similar go get 'em type of attitude. And that's not just complacent. I can't stand that. So, but when I get to find like people, we just sit and we chit chat. We get all our stuff together. Right? What is your next project on books? Continue with Audrey's notes, expand other books. Well, thank you, Annette. So actually, since there's 43 people here, not a problem. I'm actually working on a different form of notebooks, and I'm going to add some more. I'm thinking about doing one for Algebra 1, so really make it a topic heavy. And my geometry, Jesus, that's gonna cost a little bit. I hate to do that to you guys, but there's so much. But there's only so much I can put in there without this being a 200, 300 page notebook. And I'm just seeing like little Johnny or little Sarah going into their classroom carrying their ultimate math notebook, struggling with their muscles. And they thought, yeah. So definitely like a series. I know, like, Audrey's notes will continue to be a series. And even though a lot of the concepts will repeat, but, I always expand with some Algebra 2 components, some pre-calc components, some geometry components. So, but yeah, I'm doing a lot more with the notebooks, and I'm thinking about a workbook for my courses. Like literally, instead of me coming live, it's almost like you guys follow along with the videos that's connected to the workbook, and then just giving office hours, because everyone's schedule is just all over the place. So it's tough to, start. I'm learning a lot from this group, which, they're amazing. And I'm hoping that I am providing what they need. So it's just a matter of I know people are struggling because they got kids and they got to pick them up, and then school's going to be in session. So everyone's time frame is going to be all kinds of wacky pataki. So to make it a little more on demand, make it into a workbook, and then they can come to me with questions, I think that'll be the best thing for me to do. Workbook. You don't have to trust me. It's not even the thing to think about. That's what I have to do, because I have to, we were kind of talking about this last night, I have to start thinking about myself, and I'm not used to doing that. I'm not even going to sit up here and try to fake the funk. I'm not used to thinking about myself, but if I'm dead, I can't help anybody, right? If you see me ghost floating around, I would be scared. So it's just a matter of, I really do need to start thinking about what I need to do, and, keep trying to be of course, this live schedule is completely wrong. I have to do another one. Yeah, just trying to be there. It's ghosting me. I know, physically, seriously. All right. Okay, please do. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I'm starting to rant, and I have to go at 3:00, so it's almost 2 minutes. But yeah, I just really need to start working smarter, not so much harder, because passing out a couple days ago, that was scary. And with not anyone being here, I could have just been dead, and the cats will be eating me. I don't think they will eat me right away. I don't know, that white one though. They should take a couple nips at me just in case. Are you dead? But yeah, that's what I have to do. So mostly it's going to be my notebooks, my resources, and just think about those things. I'm not trying to expand too much. I'm just trying to expand on what I currently have, because these things are helpful. And I've seen people really say, oh my gosh, I never knew my factors before I had the factor sheet. Or it was nice for me to have a place to go to, and now I don't have to flip through all the pages of my packet. All I had to do is look at the formula section. I got the answer that I needed right away. So it works. Okay. I'm not a problem user. I know, I'm trying to stay around. Aw, I appreciate you guys so much. All right, so I'm going to get going. Good. I'm glad. So if anything, if you're currently working on something, please don't sit there and be like, I wish I could have her to help me. The only way that I can help you is if you say something. So you have to advocate for yourself. Okay? I'm not going to just push you away like you're nothing. I'm a human being. I'm hoping I'm portraying that as I go on lives. But I really want you to be able to understand. Okay, I'm glad you came, Nate. So seriously, Nate, if you want to go over some stuff, let me know. Okay, this is the best time. This month is the best time to ask for this assistance because it's starting to pick up, but it's not overwhelming. So I know when school starts, probably end of August, beginning of September, like this is going to be mad craziness. Just mad craziness. Okay. Alrighty. All right, everyone. Hey, Danny. Thank you for stopping in. I'm about to shut down though. Okay. Yep. Linear algebra. Look at that. There it is. Because that's sure as hell not me. Lynette, how do you put it? That's not in your pay grade. Hell, I'm not even at that job. So enjoy the rest of your fourth. Make sure you reach out. If you guys can, please, above your pay grade. Oh, there you go. If anything, make sure you reach out. We're going to try to get Robert up to his numbers. I think he should be there by now, hopefully. But if you guys need assistance, please let me know. If you're looking for a tutor that's for younger kids as well, just let me know. I have a lot of friends that tutor the younger age as well. But if you don't reach out, I can't help you. Not a mind reader. Alrighty? Yes. Get some rest. Nope, I'm going to work on some workbooks because you guys need it. I'll rest a little bit later. I'm probably not gonna go live tonight. I'm probably gonna go to bed relatively early so I can go to the gym early on Saturday. Alrighty. All right. Love you guys. Keep being amazing. Do not let anyone or anything get you down. And if you are going out for the 4th, please be careful because I want to see your name on my lives, not because you're no longer here, but because you're like, oh yeah, I had a fun time at the 4th. Okay, so just be careful. All right, love y'all. Bye.